Okay. So, hi, it's Cindy Faulkner here. We've got Tiffany Todd and Lori. Thank you, ladies. If you're watching the YouTube or video of this, we want to include you. So, um, my intention in wanting to communicate with those of you in Lindsay's downline is to help answer questions and kind of steer and give direction from here, since Lindsay has made the decision that she has. So I want to be very clear. And when I speak about Lindsay, that I'm removing emotion from it and going to facts of what is and what isn't, because it's not for me to judge one way or another her decision. She a grown ass woman, just like are, and just like I am, and we can do whatever the hell we want with our life. Correct? Yes. So sometimes it can be disappointing and there's emotions tied to it. But for right now, I'm just going to speak to factually what's happened and what is happening, because it's important for me, or important to me, for you to have a clear sense of direction moving forward as to who who you go to for support and get your questions answered. Okay, so that was my intention in doing this, and I wanted to do it sooner. I was trying to include Lindsay in on this Zoom, but the communication with her was spotty. So Tiffany, what you said earlier, and for those of you that were not, we were talking before I hit record, and Tiffany was talking about, when other people have reached out to her to do more than one, to sell more than one thing, and people have done that with me over the years. You're very wise in your thought. Like there's no right or wrong. You can choose if you want to do four direct sale. That's crazy, but kudos, you do you, right? Like, but I've always had the philosophy, and I believe it's human nature, that you can't chase two rabbits and expect to catch either one. All right. So that's just my philosophy around it. And so there's, not that Lindsay's, that's her thing, right? But I do believe it will be difficult for her to get immersed in LuLaRoe, as well as step up to the plate and continue to be there for y'all in Pure Romance the way that the support you deserve to have, because she's going to have so much energy going into LuLaRoe. So I'm trying to look at it realistically as to what is fair for you. Okay. I also want y'all to know that I sent an email, because I tried to set up my own individual Zoom with Lindsay to clear all of this out, with regard to not her and her decision, but with regard to leading ladies and a communication plan and what was going to happen. But that Zoom did not happen. So and I'm happy to share the email with y'all if you'd like to see it, but I sent her an email outlining exactly, with clarity, what my intentions are and what I would like to see happen for y'all, and what I will be offering to y'all as your upline director. Okay. So she is aware, and she's aware that I was scheduling a Zoom with y'all. So she's aware of all that is in writing. Okay. I try to be very business about this stuff when it happens, because there are feelings attached to it. But when I react from emotion, usually good shit don't happen. So I have my emotions on my own and I process them, but my goal in this is to respond in a way that is as healthy as possible for all of us. Okay. So with that being said, as she stated to me, is that it sounds like the same thing, that she's going to continue to sell to her clients, do curious parties as requested, but she would no longer continue to actively pursue recruiting, but that she would be there to help the current team that was remaining. What I know, because from human behavior, like I said, is when your energy is all going over here, realistically, do I think that her intentions are good for wanting to continue to help y'all? Yeah, I do. But realistically, for that to be able to happen, I don't think, even if it happened for a short amount of time, in the long term, it's going to continue. So, and from what I've heard from, you, Tiffany, and some others, that they have not been able to get a hold of her. So, from here on out, of course, I am your upline director. Lindsay has dropped down to senior consultant. So even if she was still at director level, you'd still be looking to me in that way just because she's choosing to not sponsor. And that is true. That is something that's in our consultant agreement, is if you do choose to sell for more than one party plan, you can't recruit for both, if that makes sense. Like, so she can't continue to do LuLaRoe and recruit over here with Pure Romance. And that's really set up for to protect us, but also to protect Pure Romance. And I can't blame them. I've seen some crazy stories over the years before they had that in place. So, so that's another reason why I'm stepping in. And let's just make it, for me, it's, let's have it as clear and clear as kind, unclear as unkind, is how I feel. So for y'all to know exactly who to go to and for support instead of wondering. That's what I don't want y'all to have to do, because a confused mind can say no, meaning I get overwhelmed, I'm not sure where to go, what's it worth, all this stuff. Life's hard enough. You know, the more clear we can get in our communication and our expectations, the better that is for everyone. Okay, so now specifically, like I've got y'all, Lindsay's downline report in front of me. So Lori, your sponsor is Lindsay Starkey Harvey, right? And I'm your upline director. Anything that you support that you can go to Lindsay for, great. She's your sponsor. She's been doing this a while. She knows what the heck she's doing, right? However, there is, and she stays plugged in. However, if there is a situation where you're not sure and y'all need to get with me on something, definitely come to me. But I don't want, if you're up, let's say, like for Lori's situation, Tiffany, you'd be coming straight to me because you're under Lindsay. Like Megan Bible, who's under Christina, she's going to go to Christina first, right? You see what I'm saying? Yep. However, if it's something that your sponsor doesn't know, if it's a tricky, sticky issue, definitely reach out. I'm not telling you to not reach out. What I am saying is don't bypass a sponsor to come to me and upset your sponsor. Does that make sense? Unless it is a situation where it's tricky and you need to come to me, that's fine. And then of course, with regard to all the incentives we do every month, hashtag shadow, all the hashtags for the giveaways, you're going to tag me and you can tag your sponsor. So Lori, if you want to tag Lindsay Starkey Harvey, by all means do it. Just be sure to tag me. So because what I'm doing, and I've been doing it, is I'm tracking all of y'all. So Tiffany, you'd be tagging me. You already are. All right. And then whoever else is watching, you tag. I'm your upline director to tag. I will be keeping good track of your accomplishments, achievements, sales, all of that stuff. Okay. And then the last Tuesday's meeting, I know y'all are used to at the end of each meeting when we do recognition, we do individual teams within Goldies and your group sales, your team sales, and your team activations. So because leading ladies is not really leading ladies anymore, is that off-putting when I say that? Because I don't mean it to be.
I just when that's what caught me off guard watching the replay. I was like, okay, wait, so what happens now?
Okay, so, great question. So I don't want to say y'all aren't leading ladies. First and foremost, even if it wasn't the team name, y'all are leading ladies. You're amazing ladies. All right. However, because that is a team name that Lindsay chose for y'all, and she was your upline director at that time. She's no longer there, and I am your upline director. What it does is it basically, you're in the Goldie family. Does that make sense? You're a Golden Girl, you're a Goldie family, in our Goldie family. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to take y'all's sales and then any of my other, because you know, Team Golden Girls, it's 700 women. So we have the Goldie family, all right? Within the Goldie family, we have Passion Posse, Hussy Hummingbirds, and Leading Ladies. So y'all fuse back in with the Goldies. But what I'm going to start doing, and I've got to figure it out because this report's, it's going to take a minute, is take y'all's sales and activations as well as the rest of the Goldies in the group. Okay, so how I determine who a Goldie is my first line of care. So these other leaders, Beth Martin, Shannon Hamaker, Sarah Whitehead, all these other girls that are running their own teams, businesses, there are meetings, all of that. I don't do all that, but they are part of all still of Golden Girls in the overarching numbers. So I'm going to pull out the Goldie numbers from the Golden Girls numbers. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So basically anybody that's not in our Goldie group, anybody that is not in the Passion Posse under Beth Ray or Hustling Hummingbirds under Amanda Howard, those are good. I'm going to pull those numbers out, and y'all are a part of that number, and we're going to start recognizing that. So y'all can still know that. And then I will give an overall Golden Girls number for the greater number, all them ladies. Okay. Because I'd still want y'all to have that, because it feels really good, right? You have this team and like, we did this, right? So I still want y'all to have that. But at the same time, when as let's say new ladies come into the business that y'all sponsor, and we say leading ladies, leader is, and we, you see what I'm saying? All right.
Yeah.
Because leading ladies is not my, it's not my pick, not my creation, not my, you know, and so I don't mean it in a bad way or good way, just in a way that I'm trying for it to make sense. And so it's just going to kind of diffuse back into the Goldies. I don't want to take anything away from y'all's sales and what y'all do as a group. But that's the only thing I can think of to make sense right now. It's one of those things where you're like, I just sit and I go, okay. I don't want to upset anybody, but I want it to be fair, but it needs to be clear and all of that. So that's really the direction I have for y'all right now. I do want to offer to say, if y'all want to set up a time to do like a connection call and check in and say, okay, what is it? Where are you at with your business? What is it that you want for your business moving forward? I would love to offer that. I'm happy to offer that and support you in whichever way that I can. I will say, what I want to do also in the next couple weeks. It's tricky. I don't want to promise too soon, because with all this uncovered skincare launch right now, it's way more on my plate than normal, and I'm sorting the time out. My plan is to, within the next few weeks, get a messenger thread, a messenger chat started with the remaining leading ladies, as well as the other Goldies, that's independent of the Goldies group. Does that make sense? All right. So I know Beth Ray has one with her girls Passion Posse, and so it's a way to network individually in a chat setting, to where we can answer each other's questions. It might there's one-off questions that you may not want to post in the group. The group is going to still be where we go to for the majority of information and motivation and all of that stuff, but for it to be an additional source for y'all to network and get questions asked and answer questions. That's the cool thing. There's a lot of y'all have information that somebody else that they don't have to wait around for me to answer it. Like, there's a shit ton of stuff right now that's going on. Sometimes I don't know the answer to, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is new. I don't know. So that way we can support each other and help each other out. So if y'all are good with that, that's something I'd like to move forward with in the next few weeks and really get it established, so as we can go into 2022, cranking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At least cranking at the miles per hour that you want to go, because it's your business, right?
Yeah.
All right. Thoughts, questions?
I think that was it. I think I was kind of like, okay, so if I don't, I was like, kind of like thinking like, who do I go to now? Like, what happens now? Like, technically he's my sponsor. That was kind of like
and she's still your sponsor, because she's still here, right? But because she has, and it's not that you can't, I'm not going to say not to reach out to her, but I'm just saying, it's like, if she's not already, it's just going to be easier, because when she's plugged in, girls, you know what I'm saying? But she's not plugged into Pure Romance right now. So for you to reach to her when she's really plugged into LuLaRoe, it doesn't make sense, because she's not plugged into Pure Romance on what's going on, right? So I just want it to be, once again, I don't mean that in a judgmental way. I mean it in a realistic way of setting you up for success. Okay. As far as reaching out, knowing you're going to hear from somebody. Okay. And, you know, hear from somebody and not have to wonder and wait. And then, yeah.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Sure. Please do.
Okay, it is very true. It's very hard to try to sell 3, 4 different things, okay, for different companies, because it's so true, because you cannot, when you're trying to sell one thing, you know, all your energy is going into that
Mhm.
instead of the other. So I'm going through that ordeal now because I'm selling for 2
Mm.
nail wrap companies.
Oh, wow.
You know, there's Pure Romance, and I have noticed that I have not done as well in Pure Romance
Mm.
since I've started on the nail wraps.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that.
So
Well, that's a good observation for you. I hope you didn't take what I said. I don't mean that in a critical way. It just is true.
no, yeah, it's true. It is true though, because yeah,
And it's hard enough to keep organized and
y-
and
yeah,
in one with one business and you know, I'm thinking if I
uh-huh.
had like, how do I keep track of those clients over there and these clients? I mean, I'd be like,
It's
ah.
it's
So
very, very hard.
yeah,
It really is.
yeah.
So, and I know myself, I'm gonna have to let something go,
Mhm.
you know, because I just can't handle 4 things at once.
No, and you got to pick the one that where your passion lies. You know,
Right.
'Cause the thing is, at the end of the day, the one that even when times get really, really tough, when I absolutely love what I do and I know why, the big why of why I'm doing it, when your why is big enough anyhow as possible, then
Yeah.
that's going to get me through because I know why I'm doing what I'm doing. So when women over the
Oh,
years have talked to me about different direct sales companies, I'm like, I can't tell you. It's not on me to tell you. What I think was the best one for you is which product line gets you most excited, the mission of the company, what can you really, really get behind, and let that be your determining factor. Where do you feel that you're having fun and making a difference, and that kind of thing. And so, you know, for Lindsay, if that's LuLaRoe, then that's LuLaRoe. You know what I'm saying?
right.
But in the process of is when you have a team that you've brought on with you in another company, and then you go back to a company or leave for another company, and I'm here, and my responsibility to you is that as I'm not your boss, I'm not your employer, right? This is
Right.
not a boss situation, but I do believe in doing this 18 years that I have a responsibility to my team to guide them to the resources, for it to be clear to them as to who they know they can count on and who they're going to go to, and have healthy boundaries in that communication. So that's you know, when all this was happening, that's where my heart was going, oh,
Mm,
like it was just frustrated. Is probably just frustrated on a lot of levels, and disappointed. Um, Personally, because I'm human, and my relationship with Lindsay, you know, but it's not about me, you know, at the end of the day. Um, it's much bigger. It's much bigger than me. And I want y'all to succeed. If this is what y'all are wanting, if you're wanting to do Pure Romance on any kind of level, I want it to bring to you what you want to get out of it, you know, and help you. I can't do it for you, but I can guide you and
right.
I can cheer you on and go, woo, woo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my role, you know. Um, so, and we have a great, you know, just the Goldie family in general. We have so many great women that we support each other, you know, and that was already established, and there for y'all. So I'm grateful for that. Um, Thank you, Lori, for sharing that.
You're welcome.
And Megan's joined us. Hi, Miss Megan, being all motherly, and you know, look at her washing the something. Looks like
Yes, we just got finished up with dinner later than usual, so I'm just cleaning up before they start homework and decorating cookies.
oh, good. Well, I recorded this first part of it and I'm going to share it with everybody too. So do you, I know we've already talked a couple times, Megan, do you have any questions?
No, not that any that haven't been answered before.
Okay. All right. Tiffany, anything additional from you?
I don't think so. I think that was all. I was very, like I said, I even reached out to Christina and I was like,
Yeah.
what the
Yeah.
heck just happened?
Yeah. And it is.
Like, I know I kind of stepped back for a while, and that was just purely because of mental health. And then a lot of stuff happened in the family, and there was just so much, and I could not put my effort into, I had to take it elsewhere. But like, and it was never like I was done doing this. I was never done doing this. I needed a moment. And then I was like, I wasn't prepared for how slow everything kind of got there for a minute. But now I know for next year that's like a slow,
That's
a slow time.
abnormally, it's abnormally slow, and that's a COVID thing. That's a COVID response from being cooped up and no longer. And then it was like, couldn't get anybody. So that was a drastic drop. So it drops in the summer, but that was way drastic. So that's not the norm.
Yeah. So I just kind of, but then I was like, all right, I'm ready to get back to it. But then I was like, okay, well, so much just happened while I've been gone.
Yeah. Well, I'm
So-
proud of you for stepping back for your mental health. First and foremost, our health is always the most important. And that happens. That makes us human, right?
Yeah.
That makes us human. And kudos to you for prioritizing yourself. Lori's has health things going on that she's overcoming and doing well at, sounds like. And so, we're here to support each other in life, no matter what's going through, to just say, hey, I'm having to push pause. And you don't have to share everything, but just pushing pause. When I know someone's pushing pause and protecting their mental health, their physical health, all of it, I couldn't be more proud. It's different when we're using shit as an excuse, but I know that's not what the case was. You can tell. So it's important, because if we don't take care of ourselves on an ongoing basis, we cannot do this business well on an ongoing basis. The business is a direct outflow of me. It is not me. I am Cindy Faulkner, but Pure Romance by Cindy is an extension of Cindy Faulkner. So Cindy Faulkner isn't well. Guess what else isn't well? Pure Romance by Cindy. All right. If my health is inconsistent and all of that, then I'm not seeing to it consistently the other. So, and I learned that the hard way. So I always want y'all to put your health first and take care of you, and we support you the best way possible in that.
Yeah. I did also notice, like, taking the step back and then coming back in the way that I'm kind of coming back in as playing games and trying to just get back with interacting. I've already got 3 people saying, can I have parties in November? Like, and that's them. That was them before I even posted anything. So I think it was kind of like maybe a refresh from everybody. It was like, okay, we went really hard from the end of January to then. So we're going to halt and we're going to restart. And
how wise, how smart of you to go at it with the interaction first and let them know that you care, right? That was really, really smart. And you've obviously established they know you care, because they're reaching out for parties. It's a great sign, for sure. I'm excited for you to gain some momentum and get back to the level that feels right and is comfortable for you. And I don't like the word balance, because it feels like it's setting myself and others up for failure, because what is balance? Everybody's life is different. So I like the word rhythm, because it's movement. It's movement, even if it's slow movement, right? So finding your rhythm in your business and in every area of your life of what works for you, and moving forward in some way, shape, or form. And we have got a rhythm we want to maintain. And sometimes life comes in and is like, oh, we're going to go a little bit slower. You know what I mean? So I just like, it's an ebb and it's a flow. And there are things that we can do and systems to have in place, of course, so we can remain as consistent as possible. But it starts with us. Well, I'll say for me, it starts with Cindy taking care of Cindy. Yeah. Because I want to be well. I ain't got my own chitlins, but I got a lot of chitlins. And I want to be well for me and my loved ones and y'all too. That's just
Yeah.
what I want. So. Oh,
Say hello.
hi.
Aw.
What's your name?
So this is Cannon.
Hi. Oh, what a great name. Hi, Cannon. How'd you get
Oh.
so cute?
We got Benson coming to say hello.
What's his name? Hi, Benson. What's on your shirt? Are you an Ohio State fan?
No, football.
Football.
Football. I like football. I don't like Ohio State, but I do like football. Can we still be friends? Oh my gosh. All right. And my whole week is made. Benson, I don't need anything else.
Really?
Benson, for me a kiss. Oh, that's precious. Oh, he's a little lover. You gotta have trouble with that right there.
I'm in, whoever gave me boys was wrong idea.
All right. Well, I don't want to keep y'all long. I got to go wipe this makeup off, the makeup remover, so I can go live in my VIP group. This will be interesting.
I appreciate you having this just to kind of try to answer the questions that I was like,
Let me go
Yeah.
ahead. Let me go ahead and. Oh, you're welcome. Let me say you're welcome. It's my. I wish it had been sooner, but I'm glad we're getting to do it. And then I'm going to send y'all my communication plan, which tells you my business hours, how to best contact me. And so I will tell you this. Messenger for me, and I will communicate on Messenger, but if you do not get a response from me, I keep my Messenger notifications off most of the time. And this is why I use Messenger mostly with my clients, and I'm moved over to Project Broadcast, and I prefer text or email. So that's going to be the quickest way to get me. Okay. So y'all been getting those texts from me, and with Project Broadcast, I can schedule things out, and so I can use my time more wisely. So if I am on Facebook and in Messenger, y'all know the notifications and Facebook, I get distracted and then I get thrown off from the 500,000 things I've got to do, which is not your problem. So I have to find a way to manage my time so that I do have time for my team, if that makes sense. So, if you hit me up on Messenger, fine. But if you don't hear from me right away, then text is probably going to be easier. Then, of course, at night or whatever, if I don't respond, you'll hear from me probably the next morning. So it just depends on what I've got going, parties, things like that. But I'm not telling you not to reach out. I just like to make it clear, because clear is kind, right? That it is, Facebook is a blessing and a curse for me. And when I'm feeling really overwhelmed, it is the place for my mental health. I go to the least, and I go into my groups and I do what I got to do, and I get out because it's so overwhelming. And so that's how it is. I'm just being honest. So then when I can go in and know that in my Project Broadcast and in my text that I can communicate and there's no other distractions, and I can still communicate with clients and with team members and get stuff done. And I feel really good about that, because I don't want y'all to feel like you can't get me. So I feel it's important to tell you the best way to reach out to me. Okay. And as you grow and build a team, if that's what you decide to do, you'll understand more and more why I do that for my sanity. So it's just one way I protect my sanity and my time, and I can have more time for you. So, because Facebook will suck you right on in.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the little bag. It's precious. All right. So I will, if not tonight, tomorrow, I'm going to go live in my group. I will get this link to y'all and post and text each of y'all the link, and the other ladies that did say they wanted to be here, and send that to them so that everybody can hopefully watch this. Okay. We do have a training coming up on Monday night. If you can join us, the WOW training. And no matter how much, you're wanting to work your business and in what area, this is going to help you do actionable steps for the parts of the business where you want to work and you want to grow. So that's going to be from 8 to 9. That training won't be the whole time, but I'm going to talk about some more about Uncovered and things coming up as well. Excuse me. All right. We all have a wonderful evening. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. I know y'all are busy ladies. So.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Look at that smile. Bye, sweetie.
Did you go wait? Bye.
Bye, Cannon.
Bye. Bye. You both.
Is Benson blowing me a kiss?
Benson, you blowing Cindy kisses?
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye.
Mwah. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, Megan.
And you gotta love you too.
All right, bye.
Bye.